So I hope everybody is having a wonderful Wednesday, an awesome Wednesday. I hope everything is going great for you guys. Welcome to another WIP Wednesday. So I know that I've been talking about taking a break from crocheting and taking a break from YouTube for a little bit. I really haven't accomplished that yet. I don't know. I did take a little bit of a break from crocheting. And as much as I said that I was going to take a break from filming, I haven't been able to do that. I haven't been able to bring myself to do that. I enjoy making content for you guys, and of course some of that entails, having to crochet. So we'll see if I can manage to take it a little bit slower, stop pushing myself so much. I really think my biggest thing is I put a lot of pressure on myself to make sure that I have new content out for you guys. I put a lot of pressure on myself to get projects finished. I have at least 3 tutorials that I am working up. I'm still writing the patterns for. I'm still crocheting on them as well. Just all these different things, and I really gotta take some time for myself at some point. I really do, if I can bring myself to do it, because it is very difficult for me to do that. If you're not familiar with WIP Wednesday, I think most of you guys are, but usually what I do is I show you the projects that I have completed over the last 7 days, and then we'll discuss what I plan to work on over the next 7 days. Now, fair warning, it doesn't mean I'm always going to do that. Sometimes I plan on making, or working on a certain project, and I just refuse to look at it and I work on something else. So this week I did take a tiny break from crochet. So I'm going to show you some of the finished projects that I got. It's not much. I did make one of these leggy frogs in one of my past videos, and one of my more recent WIP Wednesday videos. I talked about how I had sold out of these a couple of weeks ago in my Etsy shop, and I needed to sit down and make a bunch of these guys. They're my little suction cup leggy frogs. I do have a tutorial for these guys, and they're just little cute. This one's suction cup is a little squished, but they're just cute little things to sell at like craft markets, or if you just want to make something cute, my dad Ken likes to buy them from the shop, and then he sticks them to the car windows of his coworkers. But they're just cute little frogs, and like I said, I do have a tutorial for them, and I'm not sure if the card comes up here or not, but I'll put a little link or whatever at the top of the screen in one of the corners where you guys can find the tutorial for this little guy. I usually sell these guys in my Etsy shop for like $4. They're real quick to make, maybe 30 minutes at most. Just a cute little project, and I only made these. I sat down thinking I was going to make, maybe 5 or 10 of them, and I made one before I was like, I don't want to do this. So, the other things that I did get finished this week were actually some knit hats that I made on the Centro. Now, I haven't had my Centro for very long, and up until I made these hats, I had only made one. I think I'm getting it down pretty well, though. And I only have a 40 needle Centro, so I can only make kid-size hats. But I did make this one, and it's double layered. And I actually got 2 hats out of this hank of yarn. And I thought these pom-poms matched really well. The color is not really showing up very well on camera. This is kind of a light purple gray color, and this is kind of a like a mauve color. But I thought they went really well. I'm gonna be getting them into the Etsy shop as soon as I can. Now, the yarn that I used for these is Knitology Swirl. I cut the label, and the color is called Crochet, I believe, and it is 65% superwash merino, 35% Surrey alpaca, and it said it was a medium. It said it was a worsted weight, but I used it on the tightest tension for the Centro. It was a thinner worsted weight. It's much thinner than like Red Heart Super Savers worsted weight. And there was 225 yards in this hank. Here's the other side of the label if you guys are interested. Now, I got this through a subscription through Knit Crate, and you know, Knit Crate ended up going out of business, so I don't think that there's very many places that you'd be able to find this yarn at anymore. Maybe on Etsy, if anybody has any spare ones that they're trying to get rid of. You know, I have no idea what I paid for this, but if I had to guess, given that it was Knit Crate, I would say it would probably run about $16 a hank. And it is a hand wash, gently lay flat to dry. It was just a one-of hank that I had from when I had the subscription. And then the other project that I finished is also a knit hat, and this one I used Red Heart Super Saver in the colorway Woodsy. And like I said, this is a medium weight 4 or a worsted weight, and it was a little bit thicker. You can see that, well, I don't know if you guys will be able to see on camera, but, and this one's a lot softer. You can see the difference in the threads, I think. You guys can. I mean, to me, this one was a little bit thinner than what this one was. And so, you know, I knitted this one up, and they're both, like I said, they're all double layered. What I did was I knitted a 16-inch tube on the knitting machine, and then closed both ends, and then turned it inside out. Took one end and stuffed it into the other. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's something that most people know about, but maybe I'll do a tutorial at some point on how to do that. And so far, that's the only knitting machine thing that I know how to make. So that's all I completed this last week. Now, I've been working on this fireman teddy bear for, oh wow, the lighting changed drastically when I put him on the screen. I've been working on this guy for a long while, and I will put the link to this pattern in the description box. It is a paid pattern. However, in the pattern, you make the jacket, and then you sew the jacket to the body, and then you sew the arms to the jacket. And I could not figure out, and this is after I made the jacket. I made the jacket, which was just a one panel that was about this long, and then it kind of angled upwards, and then you wrap it around his body and sew it on there. And then you sew his arms to the jacket. And I thought that was really strange, but I decided I was going to do it exactly as the pattern was written. And then when it came time to sew the jacket on, I couldn't figure out how to get the arms onto the jacket and the jacket onto the body without the arms being floppy. So I tore it all apart, and now I'm redesigning the jacket. I tore it apart, sewed the arms to the body, and basically what I am going for, I am going to work up the jacket and leave armholes where I can just pull his arms through the jacket, and then maybe I'll sew some little snap buttons or something where I can snap it up the front. You know, and like I said, I made his pants a little longer been what they were supposed to be. But that is my little fireman teddy bear that I've been working on for what seems like ages. So I'll probably work on him for a little while this week. He doesn't have to be finished until August 29th. And then let's see what else do I have surrounded, because I'm surrounded by crochet projects. I am also working on a little panda bear. This one is also a paid pattern. I got his body and his head made up. I've got, his eyes are not snapped in. They're just there to mark where the eyes will go. But I've got his ears and his eye patches made up. I've got most of the pieces for the panda bear worked up. And he's also, the deadline on this guy is also August 29th. But I'm sure I'll have them both finished before then. There's so many pieces to the panda bear. Like, there's a ton of them. I also have to make a bamboo stalk. But so I'm going to probably work on those two projects this week. At some point this week, I do have planned to film a tutorial, to film a video tutorial for my tipped shells tank top. However, that won't be coming out until September, when the pattern is released to my Etsy and my Ravelry shops. But I figured, if I get the time this week, I might as well go ahead and film the video tutorial, just to kind of get it out of the way, and then I can schedule the video. No big deal. So that is what I'm going to be working on. And hey, look, more yellow yarn. That is what I'm going to be working on this week. And my finished projects. Hopefully I can get these hats and this leggy frog into the shop this morning. Excuse me. Speaking of the shop, I am running a 30% off sale in my Etsy shop, which I know I mentioned this, I think, yesterday. And yesterday it was, I had originally decided that it was only going to be 30% off of select items, and then I changed my mind, and it's 30% off of pretty much the entire shop. Except for, I think, crochet patterns, yarn, and notions. All of my handmade, all handmade, of course it's handmade. All of my finished pieces are all 30% off. All of my made-to-order listings are 30% off. So if you guys want to check that out, I'd be hugely appreciative. Even if you can't take advantage of the sale, just go in and like or heart a couple of items. That would be awesome, because it does help with the algorithm as far as, my shop showing up on Etsy. And I think that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to get to work probably on this teddy bear jacket. See if I can't get it out of the way. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.